Hello and welcome to our next training in the series on how to use Connect Your Events. Today we're going to cover a couple of miscellaneous features that marketers or anybody can use to control access to the events that you're listing on the Connect Your Events portal. The first one has to do with capacity thresholds. One of the limitations that most people face when doing online webinars is they typically have a technology that will accommodate X number of seats. In a lot of cases that number might be 100. So if you're an Adobe Connect customer and you're using just your basic meeting host seats for running your webinars, your threshold would be 100. There's also seminar rooms from Adobe that range from 200 up to 600. So it could be any kind of variable within there, but typically you only pay for what you think you're going to need, and there is a limit. So the unfortunate thing is with the Adobe Events module is the registration system will allow you to collect as many registrations as people fill out forms. So you might likely get 1,000 registrations for an event room that only has a capacity of 100. So we've built in a little feature in Connect Your Events that will help people manage this process. So we've got this event here that's coming up on March 13th. It's this March 2012 webinar announcing campaign updates in CYE. We want to limit the number of registrations we receive for this event to a specific number. I'm going to go into the account setup area. I'm going to go to the event assignments link over under event management. And this brings me to the page where all my events are listed. If I scroll down, here's the event in question. And this particular meeting room only has room for 100 people in it. I'm going to come into the capacity threshold entry box, and I'm going to limit the number of registrations to a number. Now, if you've been doing webinars for a while, you probably already know this, but most companies don't get 100% participation from the registrants. Meaning if you have 100 people register, you don't typically get 100 people that show up. There's usually a percentage of that, and kind of the industry average is anywhere from 30 to 40% show-up ratios. So since I have a 100-person room, I might want to cap my registrations at 150. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my threshold. I'm going to hit OK. And now we're going to scroll back up and click the link for the public site. By going out to the public site, we now see that this limited capacity event has 147 seats left. So not only do we cap the number of registrations that we can capture, but it also gives registrants kind of a warning or almost a countdown, letting them know how much capacity is left in a particular event. So this can be useful, particularly if you're doing e-commerce, like if you're selling events. This can help you create urgency and help you sell seats quicker. Or it could also be very useful for people who are doing virtual classrooms. So you may have a 100-person room, but maybe you want to limit your student count to 30 so you don't have an unruly class, so to speak. So this can be very useful for those types of scenarios. Now let's take a look at what this would look like if we run out of space. So I'm going to go back to my event assignments. We're going to scroll down and click Edit once again. And this time we're going to limit our capacity to 3 because I know I already have 3 registrations for this event because it showed 147 left. I'm going to jump up to the public site, and now we see that we still have a limited capacity event. We have 0 seats left, and now there's a new message. It says this event is currently full. Please check back later to see if there are new registration seats opened. So it gives additional warnings or messaging to your participants. It also changes the register button to an icon that says full. So it lets people know that they can no longer register. Now let's take a look at one more thing that we can do in the event assignments area. So let's go back to event assignments. Click on the event assignments link under event management. And then we'll scroll down and go back to our March webinar. Click Edit. Another thing that we've added is the ability to make an event private. Now, the reason you might do this is, let's say you're an organization that has free members and maybe you've got premium members. and maybe premium members are invited to events that may be free of charge, or maybe they get to come and listen to speakers or see content that standard basic members aren't allowed to see. So if you wanted to make an event private, you could simply check off this box, click OK, and now when we go out to the public site, we'll no longer see that the event is added under recently added events. If we look at upcoming events, no event there. If we look at browse by category, I happen to know that the event was assigned to the Connect Your Events live webinars, and it's not listed here. Basically, by making an event private, it is hidden from all the public areas of the site. Even the search, if somebody were to search for this particular event or search for a keyword that happened to exist in this event, it also would not turn it up. So we have hidden it basically from all of the public areas of the site. So let's jump back into our admin area, and if we go to the reports section, my event still shows up in here. If I click view, I get this link that says view event detail page, and if we click there, it takes us to the landing page for this particular event. So again, if you wanted to invite these particular users to attend this private event, you could send this direct link to this specific page, and they would be able to come and register. They would still have access to browsing and clicking on the My Events, but all the other public areas are kind of removed, and it's just kind of a dedicated page for this particular webinar. So that's how we set capacity thresholds for events, and how we hide events from public view and allow only premium members to come and register. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.